We are gathered here tonight to get through this thing called life. Electric word, life. It means forever, and that's a mighty long time. But I'm here to tell you there's something else. The afterlife.
end-of-year performance of 2024. We are your hosts for the evening, Kiara Munoz-Bretto
and Louisa Solomon Nelson. Tonight, we have a show that has never been done before by CASA.
Creative writing and music have come together to form a cohesive theme and a beautiful performance.
This show has been student-run with the guidance of our lovely teachers, Mr. Boyer and Miss Brown. Now, there are two things every person has in common: death and taxes.
Now, while we can make sense of taxes, we have never truly figured out what happens after we die.
And that concept has led us all to wonder, what really happens after human life?
Before we start, we'd like to give a warning for some heavy subject matter in this show. If you need to step out at any time, please do.
And a quick thank you to the students who spent time designing, writing, and formatting tonight's program.
Rain Yahweh Kalfer, Crow Ostrander, and Romeo Wills. Please scan the QR code with your cell phones to refer to the program for lyrics, titles, and additional information.
Now, we ask you to please silence all cell phones if you haven't already, and direct your attention to our next performer.
And with that being said, we present Life After Death.
I really didn't feel like it. Damn.
Hello, my name is Lila Neal, and I'm going to be performing a piece called How Do You Mourn Your Mother? How do you mourn your mother? It's easier than it looks if one knows what to do. Just follow these steps, and your grief will be tolerable to those around you. The calm before the storm. The storm in the midst of the calm. It pours down rain as you walk home. You should have known something was wrong. Your mother has gone missing. Information gathered upon entering through the door. You can't help but ask yourself where she is this time. You shrug your shoulders. She'll be fine. Scour social media and fill her phone with calls. Delay the inevitable. Delay what has already happened without your knowledge. With an investigation. Stage 1, bargaining. Don't forget to text her before she dies. Don't look at that I love you message and push it away out of agitation. Ignore the intrusive thoughts and hypothetical situations. But what if she passes away? Still, you ignore her without hesitation. It's a choice she'll never see you live to regret. Stage 2, depression. When you first learn that she's died, you better cry. You look dumb when you're numb and your tear ducts are dry. So turn on the faucet. It's only appropriate to be misty-eyed. Stage 3, denial. Forget everything I just said before. Your mom is dead, but you are alive. And now you must go to the funeral that you dread to play a character who will thrive. It's showtime and the whole world is watching. If the whole world is a couple of people you barely knew, make sure not to let your mouth fall agape in shock when strangers laugh and play Candy Crush in the same room as your mother's tomb. Maybe mobile gaming is their way of mourning, and as distant relatives, they deserve to mourn too. Or when half of them show up not wearing black, do not take it as a personal attack. Mom always liked color anyways. Not that any of them know that. Make sure to look approachable. Smile, but not in a happy way. Let your mother's friend sob into your shoulder and get makeup on your dress while you stand there still as a statue, comforting her. Don't worry, it'll be okay, you say, wondering if you're in a family mourning the life of a loved one or a group grieving an addict. Stage 4, anger. Blame yourself. You saw it coming from a mile away. Perhaps your thoughts were a self-fulfilling prophecy. You are the reason she layers to rot and decay. Besides, if it's your fault, you'll have someone else to blame. Besides US healthcare, besides her falling ill, besides Big Pharma and their little worthless pills. Maybe if it's your fault, a girl with a face and a name, your anger can be tamed. Stage 5, acceptance. When she sinks into the ground, try not to let it sink in. The feeling of forever, never again. Of never again seeing your smile. Of forever wondering if I made a mistake not to look in your casket. Of never again being able to call you and tell you about my new friends and my new school. Of forever looking for you in every little thing. In every little sound I hear, an animal I see, only to find you in myself, in the long, thick hair I inherited, in a jubilant attitude which knows no bounds, and a laugh that demands attention with its joyous sounds, in my smile, your smile, the one that you passed down, a parting gift to me, a morsel of the closure I so desperately need. Even still, in the eyes of those around me, I am not allowed to speak your name. When did a missing woman, a woman that everyone was looking for, become a taboo? When did a shout of "Where is she?" become awkward silence and sorrows whenever I confess that my mother is dead? Why not instead an appreciation? An appreciation for the fact that my mother lived. In my mind, I see a beautiful woman to whom charisma was something she would come to own, a socialite who was never alone, but in news of her death, the subject of life was thrown, and now all anyone cares to envision is a lonely gravestone. Stage. I don't remember what stage we're in anymore. It doesn't really matter, because there are no rules to grief, only rules to those around you. To the ways that it is acceptable to be received when you grieve. Angela Dawn Taylor, I think of the mother you once were. Memories come to mind, ghosts, sugar-coated words, cigarette smoke, injuries, a room full of toys covered in filth, and an ashtray mistaken for an empty can of Coke. A woman who so desperately wanted to be a good mom and failed miserably, but I still love you dearly so. Angie, if the afterlife is a place my voice can enter, and if this is something you can hear or see, answer me this, Angie. How do I mourn my mother? Because it beats the hell out of me.
Hi, my name is Selena, and I'm going to be reading my piece called Afterglow. They say she's the foundation of beauty, yet it's impossible to see her. She's a force that keeps the door raging on, a war that you can't fight. The moment her shadow seeps behind your wall, dreams will fight their way out of your head and disappear to the souls of others. They'll yell at her and scream that she took you away from the life where everything would only be temporary. She'll force you to crawl through poison, only to end up behind barbed wire. You might have it precious, disgraceful, or nothing at all, but all that others will have are the memory that you once didn't disappear. They'll dust the pictures laid on the grass as they place flowers, hoping for your everlasting peace, wishing that she was treating you well. They'll wish that she was leaving you alone in the afterglow, the time when you had no power to warm yourself in the comfort that everything was inevitable. With all that they think she does, she has arms that wrap around your cold body and stitch your bloody scars, trying to hide how she's fixating on how beautiful you will forever be. Her effort at preserving your restfulness causes a stream of tears down her eyes, knowing that you won't be able to know just how much you've altered the lives of others. All she wants is for you to not be scared, but to remember that your soul has tied around the waist of people who honor your life every day. She knew how deep you fell, and sorrow built in her heart as she remembers how an angel couldn't save you. People sit around a bonfire, listening to the crackles, knowing you're sitting with them. They look up at the smoke, seeing it in the shape of your face. Stories about you exchanged in a circle, their tears fading through their smiles when they say how nobody else would ever replace you. They promise to give their lives to the one you could have had, and they also are to visit you in the Afterglow. Thank you.
Bring it down. That's embarrassing.
No, we're supportive.
I'm on a home.
Yo.
This song is called Dream Suite in C major.
Please don't.
Alone at the edge of a universe, humming a tune, or merely dreaming we were snow. A siren sounds like the goddess who promises endless apologies of paradise, and only she can make it right.
Hi, I'm Nathaniel, and tonight I'll be reading a piece called Frozen in Thought. Yes, I remember. I set out early that morning. It was calm, dead calm. I remember how the frosty air turned my shallow breaths into the smoke of a stale briar pipe bowl, and how the freshly fallen snow slowed my careful steps as I trudged through it. It was so early, in fact, that the sun wouldn't climb above the windswept peaks for another few hours at least. My eyes adjusted to the thin, pale blue light of the early morning, and the bitter cold stung the skin of my cheeks. The snow had covered everything the night before, from every inch of the forest floor to the very tops of the trees. Everything was still as a crystal winter, yet filled with anticipation. I remember how afraid I was. Thoughts swirled against my brain, thoughts about something I didn't quite understand. Though whenever I let my eyes drift up the side of the mountain to my destination, the thoughts seemed to quiet down. I better make tracks, I thought, so I did just that without much thought at all. I stumbled through the deep snow and weaved my way between the tall trees, being careful not to disturb any of the clumps of wet snow upon the high branches. The monotony of my trip allowed me to become lost in the bottomless sea of my mind. I thought of vile truths I was all too ready to accept. Perhaps I'll slip on a stray snowbank and lose all sense, laid to rest by the following night's snow. And in the depths of my funk, I thought of old stories of the man who I wanted to be, but could never become. He bent the earth to his will. He felled trees and made a home for his children. He felled more and built a fire to keep them warm. He stands tall and proud in the face of the sun, and he is a favorite of the windswept wastes and fertile meadows. The sun was high in the sky when a house that split the tall trees came into my view. A perfect reflection of those stories I had heard so many times before. The sun bounced from the snow and into my eyes, blinding me, but I didn't need them. My pace quickened when I could have practically reached out and touched the heavy wooden door of the cabin. It collapsed before my eyes and revealed a scene of false hopes and desperation. I fell to my knees. The walls were covered in the thick soot of a fire without a chimney. The mummified corpses of women and children clung desperately to embers that had long since slipped between the floorboards. I felt an icy breeze from a hole in the ceiling that had been bored far too late to preserve any life. I stepped carefully to let the dead rest. I climbed through the hole and onto the roof. I was met with a husk of rotted firs. It was him. He stood tall, but looked as though he would topple over like a dry, dead oak. He showed his palms to the sun to shield his fragile eggshell eyes. He was pitiful, and suddenly, nothing seemed all that important. I carefully lowered myself back down into the cabin and left the way I had came. I started back down the mountain. Perhaps I would slip on a stray snowbank and lose all sense, and perhaps I would be laid to rest by an icy blanket with the following night's snow, forgotten. But I am not him, and he is not me. I am myself.
My name is Sophia Peglo, and I'll be reading my piece, Snakes and Statues. Your scales crawl over my fair skin and tightly twist it around brittle bones, cutting off circulation till I'm no more than a stone. It's a cruel and selfish thing to want me, to wear me, to wash me out into something that embodies your name. and you trap me in as you wither away. But stone doesn't wither, much of less goes cold. It just dampens and darkens, all while you wear the face of a clock, greedily ticking and taking time away from the life built up beside me. You slither over my stone, leaving a crooked shadow wrapped around it. Now the flowers placed around my stone rot away, and all other consciousness escapes. But I'm trapped. I can't escape, so I crack. My flesh cracks inside the stone, and vines that bore thorns pull me underground. I'm smothered by decay. Soon all sound subsides. The thorns poke through the ground and knock at my stone till it breaks, and soil falls across my body. Vines coil around my limbs and open gashes along my skin. Dirt seeps into them, and my blood drops water the earth. Along with the vines, roots weave through my pulled back skin, slowly replacing each vein. They sow through my rib cage, slowly creeping into my chest, wrapping my heart. It pulses lightly in their embrace. I now beat the same rhythm as the world. We're laced together, bonded, intertwined. As I lay, roses reincarnate above me, an angelic red entity. People stare, awing at them. No one knows what's underneath. At least they don't remember. I suppose that's a sort of beauty within chaos. Thank you.
I fought my way out of a place that was so still in time, the memories feel surreal. Clawed my path through an opening that was just barely lit, but in the end, I think it clawed through me. Left me with scars invisible to the eye, but seared my soul. Words thrashed like a whip. The longing to be so much more than I knew I was not permitted. Never. Stealing parts of me one by one, an attempt to keep me in place, and with it also stole my dignity and pride. Left me bare of no clothes or the comforting skin of my body I once called mine, and left me with a skeleton of disarray and heart no one cared to comfort. My lungs collapsed into themselves as the air of desire was sucked out of them. If you must take parts of me, then please just take all of me. Take it all, because I cannot bear to be something I'm not. See myself as something I'm not. Take my scattered bones. Suck the marrow out of them so that they may be hollow and the wind can blow through them like songbirds sing. Then maybe the music in my heart will be heard. Maybe I wouldn't have had such a blind eye. I would have said something and then maybe you would have stopped. I would have been so stupid and seen I wasn't real. An outcast. There for humor. I would have put up with it for so long. I was left with nothing. Everything was fake. So tell me, did you take enough? Was stealing a childhood enough? I stitch and mend my wounds together and try to turn back time. Grasping the thin veil of ambition I had left, and with it, I was able to make a small escape. Now, I'm lost in a world I didn't even know existed. Even after such a war, I can't seem to let go of the idea of you. I got away, but you seem to somehow leave an imprint on my heart. I somehow still seek comfort amongst your torment. Your hand delivers a quick quietness to the vexation. Then I remember the same hand was used to bend me over backwards. Betrayal. You took the parts you stole from me and ground them into an ash of frailty. That was the one mistaken you gained them. From ashes grow trees, from trees bear fruits. Slowly over time, a small sapling sprung, planted its roots, expanding into multitudes, reaching high enough for to hear the songbirds. You may have pilfered me, but I will always have one foot soiled in the ground you pushed me into. Turns out I wasn't a silent kid. I was just silenced. Though you will always have a piece of me, a piece of who I once was, I think I'm ready to say goodbye. It's hard to let go, but I know it's time to give up. Since you gave up on me a long time ago. So I guess with the little bit of strength you spared me, I wish you well, and I wish me peace.
Hey, clap back. You shut the hell up. I know, right?
This is how to disappear completely. Time is unraveling. My face is gone.
It's on me, unraveling the parts I see, traveling the line between everything I want and need. It's on me, unraveling the parts
need to be escorted out of here.
Hi, my name is Vaso, and I'm going to be reading my piece called Ghosts of War. I swung that hunk of steel I called a sword, and as that last head rolled, my body was purged of its adrenaline. My legs began to shake and tremble. With each step I took, my heavy breathing began to shake. Pools of thick crimson blood stained the dirt and bodies around me. I tried to use my blade to help me to walk, to get away from all the death and carnage, but it only sank into the blood-soaked dirt. It was as if the dead were pulling me down. Looking at the twilight moon, I began to realize, what am I pushing onward for? Damn it all to hell! I have nothing to go back to. I wouldn't be a war hero. I'd just be a knight who couldn't die without honor. I'm too tired, too drained to keep going. The apparitions of a never-ending conflict, they call to me. Why have you forsaken your people? You die without honor. You are weak. With the few breaths left in my lungs, I laugh. I laugh, I laugh, and laugh. Blood fills my throat, my laughs turn to gurgled coughs. Tears flow down my face towards the moist ground I lay upon. I see memories, flashes of my past, but not ones of happiness, but of blood. Every soul I rip from this mortal plane, I regret nothing. Each drop of blood spilled stains my soul, but I don't care. Now is not the time to develop a heart. My body and mind regret not what we did, but what we did not. Every phantom begins to grab and pull up my skin, each finger burning. Each hand seared as they pulled me down to my death. Take me, I don't care anymore. My duty to deliver death is my honor. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Dakota Walters, but my friends call me Raven, and this is my piece called Death is a Promise. Originally, I was going to create a poem about butterflies, including the acceptance and the properties of life, something I know nothing about. But while on vacation in the middle of a McDonald's, my aunt spoke these words that made me consider how favorable life is, yet how as humans will crush down that beauty and continue a cycle that was never meant to begin. What is a promise? Well, a promise is something quite exquisite. There are these phenomenons in which humans vow with true sincerity to accomplish or keep something, similar to a word of honor. An illustration of this could be to conceal a secret. Sneaking out of the house, not wanting your parents to know, so you promise your younger sibling a bag of chips from the corner store to keep them quiet, or to promise someone to live your best life when they are on the brink of losing their own. You yourself can observe your own promise, or maybe you keep a promise for someone important. Although, me personally, I stopped counting on promises because one day they will be broken. Whether by you or another, because in truth, they're really words. Words that we speak. We speak words. We communicate through words. Even with swift movements or dances, we can still shatter a promise. We can still fraction a promise without even noticing it. And I say we because I do not blame everyone for their faults. I have broken oaths not just to other people, but to myself. So why should I believe your promises? Though, there is one thing I will not eternally, but internally believe will forever keep its promise, and that's death. I will always trust death. Death is not biased. Death will not judge. Death will not tell or give you something that you cannot cherish. Death will not make you promise to stay alive. It will not pester you with beliefs or beat you down for letting go of something that you cannot keep. It doesn't want you to. People may portray it or deem it as scary, terrifying even. I get it. To enter a world that you do not know and you've known since the beginning of time and just kind of forgot about. But that's the thing. Humans don't realize that we will forget sooner or later. So what's the point in believing in promises when it cannot be kept? What's the point in believing in you, or you? Taken for advantage, not a single person to bandage my wounds for me to look like a fool. My heart broken, yet it's my fault if I cried. So excuse me if I misspoken. As I lift my head up and look around, all I see are a bunch of little liars who make me consider how awful human beings truly are. The only thing that will guarantee me to be free and alive without having to deal or worry about the demising outcome is death. Whether I die from a murderer and unforgiving death, or if I die in a bed warmed and surrounded by comforting pillows and blankets, I wouldn't have to worry about the end and how it turns out, because death is a promise. Thank you. This song is called Paranormal. the death's embrace.
Hi, my name is Kiara Munoz-Brado, and today I have a piece for you entitled Heart of Stone, 6 Feet of Soil. Entry 1, Heart of Stone. Oh, my little girl, how time flies. You're getting too big for me to hold, and there's not enough left of me to love you. My memories are growing foggy, and you don't hug me the same anymore. I repeat my father's words to you, but you bleed them out and sew yourself back together every time. I'm so proud of the woman you've become, but it hurts to look at you anymore. Seeds of youth that slip through my fingers like warm sand. With every wrinkle of mine, I see mortality. With every gray hair, a memory of you astray. Pain is not a problem when you're alone, but memories won't keep you warm at night. And this silence is bittersweet because I can still hear your laughter. I tried to turn a new page for you, but the book is drenched in my tears. I can't remember who I am anymore. Yet, I'll never forget you. You will live on forever in my memories, though memories can't breathe in empty bottles. And as you grow bigger, my heart grows smaller. My time is slipping, so I'll try to hide for you. Yet my tree of life is wilting, and my leaves are scattering far from your embrace. I have to bury a seed for you to move on, and the one beneath my chest is all I have left. I'll hide my bottles for you and open the bridge to my heart of stone for you to bid me goodbye and give me one last hug to keep you warm at night. Taking my last breath, my memories fade along with my little girl. Entry 2, 6 feet of soil. Father, you've abandoned me so reverently, yet your song still rings in my mind. The God-sized hole you left in me and my distorted self-perception, just an arm's distance to miles apart. What more is 6 feet of soil? I've watched you shrivel into bones and bitterness and leave me nothing left to hold but the shell of my father. However, to me, you died long before your body did. My memory of you has become my burden, your putrid, colorless skin, a twisted jaw, and frosted, wiry hair, just an arm's distance to miles apart. What more is 6 feet of soil? I'm prepared to let you go for as far back as I can remember. We barely spoke, but I heard your every thought mocking me, and you were behind every one of mine. I couldn't say that I missed you. Black hole eyes and a heart of stone, you were manipulative and daunting and riddled in self-interest. My mind is a haunted house where your cologne lingers thick and stale. You kept my baby teeth in little glass bottles just to relish in what you created. And if there was even an ounce of the man I loved in the body below me, my wings would sprout and I would fly to the heavens for you. I'd regress into a body you could hold, just an arm's distance to miles apart. What more is 6 feet of soil? The sins of our Lord shadow us from the sun and sway us to sullied bones. To avoid death, avoid living. But in the end, what would it all be for? The rain nurtures the flowers only to leave crushed up worms on the pavement. Vibrant life blooms from death eternal. Yet here, I lurch over you, gripping my baby teeth to prove my youth was once mine, and not a vessel for your redemption. Dad, I want you to know, when I close my eyes and feel my throat tighten, it feels just like your love. And when our love led to apathy, and apathy led to contempt, you couldn't outrun your karma. The maggots began to chew away at you. You, my God. And while I buried you, for a moment there was silence, and no more pages to turn. I sift my hands below the dirt to plant a seed above you. Oh, Father, how time flies. Thank you.
Becoming ridiculous.
It's called Book of Death.
Yes, Luca.
Hi, my name is Luca, or Ariana, and this is my piece, 3 Days, My Father's Death Through My Mother's Eyes. In the morning, I'll kiss you goodbye. Tonight I'll tuck you in, and tomorrow I'll cook you breakfast. The coffee on your breath is the sweet reminder you'll be back. Right? I'm bored without you. I'll clean the house while you're gone. Alone. Will I miss you tomorrow? Your breakfast is getting cold, dear, and so are you. The picture of us on the fridge is withering away, and before I know it, forever in my memory. Was the high worth it? The pills, the drinks. Was it worth your daughter? She cries at night, 15 and alone. Kiss her goodnight. Tuck her in one last time. In the morning, she'll smell the alcohol on your breath. Your mother misses you, and so do I. She'll miss you in the morning too, and she'll never forget the pills on your dresser. She never questioned what they were for, but she wondered where you were those 3 days. Until her husband got to her, and the cord around her neck felt oddly familiar. Was the high still worth it? Tonight your daughter cried. She says she can't move on any longer. Her grades are dropping and she's slipping away. She is like you and I. Though you aren't here and I'm with someone new, I still can't seem to move on. I'm slipping away too as the seasons change. She says she loves him, but I hope not as much as I loved you. When he leaves, I hope it won't be as bad. I remember when they left you on the floor. 3 days. You were crying just as she was, and then you weren't. She wishes now that she could kiss you goodbye. I couldn't bring myself to tell her the truth, what you chose over her. Tonight, she isn't here, but when she gets dolled up, her face looks just like yours. I see you in every move she makes, and every smile, and every laugh, and every silly look she gives me. You know Bryce, she looks just like you. I can only pray your bad habits won't rub off on her either. Tonight, she says she wants to write. She picked up her laptop and the topic she chose was you. I told her what happened that night, what you chose over her. And she said she understands why you did what you did. And to be frank, I was confused. She said, he was only young, just like me and just like you. Everyone wants to have fun and it's clear now. Maybe a child was too much responsibility for someone as young as you. As much as my father's death plagues me, it isn't his fault. She's catching up. 19. She said the paper soaks her tears away and reincarnates them as words. How beautiful. It's her prom night tonight. If you're watching, I hope you think she looks as beautiful as you thought I did on our prom night. She cried before she did her makeup. She'll miss you walking her down the aisle. You should see how she looks now, in her late 20s and still as youthful as ever. I'm glad she found someone like him. Now I've aged. I only hope to meet you when I die. I'll cry tonight. My picture on the fridge is withering away in her home. She says, in my place, she'll plant a wisteria tree. You know I always loved my pinks and purples. I hope that we can only watch her now together. In loving memory, Rice Park. Thank you.
called palingenesis. And for those of you who do not know me, my name is Isabella Shaili Ayon. Each letter in Shaili corresponds to a letter from a member of my immediate family. My last name is pronounced Ayon, though no one really says it right, and I never really expect them to. Sometimes I think I don't even say it right because I've become so accustomed to various alternatives. My father is Mexican, an immigrant to this country of opportunity, and my mother is Puerto Rican, a victim of circumstance to a past I don't know. Mexican, Puerto Rican, Mexican, as my mother says. Basically, Hispanic. I'm Hispanic. However, I've never really felt Hispanic. I've never really known Spanish besides basic words and phrases. I know this disappoints my parents greatly. Hell, my mom even signed me up to take Spanish throughout high school. But can that really make up for lost time? I've never really liked spicy food. My dad always had to make plain enchiladas for me while everyone else ate the spicy version. Actually, I didn't even like enchiladas for a good bit. I used to think if my parents cared so much, they should have done more. I mean, all my life they worked 2 jobs, only really getting the weekend off. That's not a lot of time to teach a kid about a whole culture and do all the other things they need to do. Sometimes I think I was just given a bad hand, but other times I feel responsible for the cards I've been given. I could have transformed them into a winning hand. Once, when I was younger, my parents asked me about possibly having a quinceañera, a grandiose, lavish 15th birthday celebration in Hispanic cultures. Girls often get a big, extravagant dress for that day. I liked the idea of having a quinceañera, even though I didn't know if I've had enough friends to invite to something as big as that. Also, I thought an expensive, poofy dress would suffocate me. I'm like 5 foot. Then, my brother said something that basically boiled down to, you aren't Hispanic enough. Deep down, I wanted him to take that back, apologize. But I also just knew he was right. Besides the fact that I didn't really like loud, big parties, and that I can't dance, I couldn't speak Spanish. I wasn't really connected to my roots. Besides eating my mom's cooking, I had nothing. It would be wrong to have something like that. You're not connected to what you're supposed to be in any way, shape, or form. It's like my skin's been bleached, but from what? This alleged cultural melting pot of a country? Those Disney TV shows with the white leads? Myself? But I was just a kid. My 15th birthday has already passed. September 15th, 2023. It would have been perfect, having a quinceañera and turning 15 on the 15th. I still wanted a dress that day. Maybe not a big, poofy one that would have suffocated me, but at least a semi-fancy dress, one that I picked out just for that day that would have made me feel special. I missed my chance. Part of me is thinking, you can get one on your next birthday. No, I can't. That's basically proving my brother's point. If I had a fancy-ish dress, what's next? A party. That's a sweet 16. A whitewashed version of a quinceañera for a whitewashed Hispanic girl. I blew my one chance. Now, I just gotta make it through the rest of this game we call life. I'll finish high school, enter the real world I've been scared of so much. I'll go into college and get a degree in history or something. I don't know, maybe I'll get married. Who thinks this far anyway? Well, maybe as an adult, I'll think back to this moment and feel the shame my parents must feel having a daughter so culturally disconnected. I'll be 75 or something, hating myself for a mistake from 60 years ago. What a way to spend my twilight years. Then, I'll die, I guess. Maybe I'll go on to an afterlife, heaven or hell or whatever, actually. I was never a big fan of believing in an afterlife, but I know some people do. Others believe nothing happens after death, and I feel more drawn to that interpretation. Human life will just end after the final breath. Simple and straightforward. But if I had to hope for anything out of the endless possibilities, I want reincarnation to be what lies beyond mortal life. The belief that after one's body can no longer house its soul, the soul moves on to a different form to begin a new life. Most philosophies and religions believe that the human soul is immortal. While the body decays and becomes unrecognizable from what it once was, who it once was, the soul will not perish. Maybe this is because the human soul is a concept, and those tend to live on far longer than their inventors. With reincarnation, most people don't like the idea of living life all over again. I mean, come on, learning math again? But you wouldn't exactly know it's your first time on Earth. You'd be experiencing everything for the first time, but your soul, it would know. We would know all about the terrible things in life, like math and the anxieties of new schools, new jobs, but it would be fine. It's done this before. What makes this time any different? Maybe my soul has been dealt thousands of cards over the years of this spinning planet's lifespan. Maybe some were losers, others winners. Death is no longer simply death to it. It's a beautiful, enchanting event. The end will sometimes be grim and unfair. Sometimes it'll be warm and well-deserved. It probably even gets a rush of euphoria. I like to think that when my time runs out, preferably when I'm old and lived a good life, my soul will move on to a body that can gift it better circumstances. It gets a new body and a new hand of cards. It gets a new Hispanic girl so connected and involved in her roots that she won't even think twice about having a quinceañera. She'll take on this milestone with such pride. She'll get an expensive dress, go all out for this event, the best birthday party of her life. And it'll mean everything to her. It'll mean everything to me. Thank you.
a child God sent. God, am I still young? Are you still watching over me? Is my time on earth soon to be invalid? Please protect my Bible frame. Wrap your amiable arms around my body as I praise your words. Sword skewed through my lungs, I pinch my peeling skin to stay awake, alert. My insides seep out through words I speak aloud and I crack more. God, are you still there? I need a stable shield. Hit after hit I take and I still stand. Your words are starting to slip from my brain. Are you still here? Are you still judging? Through my rough eras where I can't hear myself speak, do you still seal my fate? Are you to send me down even when I'm not myself? When I'm not me? God, do you still critique my ever-being soul? Please, consider delaying my fate. Cold washes over me where you should be and goes straight back to me. I am my mother's child, and her mother's, and hers. I have no father, if not for you. They weren't shielded from the world. So give me a chance to live longer than their souls did. Let my body deteriorate before my brain. I'm too young to die. Or am I?
This is Judge My Fate.
I'm walking on ice, hated by the devil. Love me not. Looking over pain of blood. I know you forgot. I'm walking on ice, hated by the devil. I'm walking on ice, hated by the devil. Dearly beloved, we have gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Electric word, life. It means forever, and that's a mighty long time. But we're here to tell you there's something else, the afterglow. A world of never-ending happiness. You can always see the sun, day or night. So when you call up that shrink in Beverly Hills, you know the one, Doctor, everything will be alright. Instead of asking how much of your time is left, ask them how much of your mind. Because in this life, things are much harder in the afterworld. In this life, you're on your own. When the elevator tries to bring you down, go crazy! Let's see our
wonderful performance.
And thank you to our teachers, Mr. Boyer and Ms. Brown, and to our creative writing intern, Frida.
Also, remember the music performers have to take all instruments back to the school. Please pick up your students at the CASA front door.
Please give another round of applause for our creative writing.